Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, we make healthy mac and cheese with squash. And we get early fall blooms with Terra Fodor. But first, it's the new, massive, and fabulous home of Penguin City Brewing. Well, I am here with Aspasia, one of the owners of the Penguin Brewing Company. And it's been a while since we've been down here. New digs. I love it. I mean, we were at the B&O the last time, and you have just blown up.
Yeah.
Did this all go down during the pandemic?
Yeah. Most people picked up reading during COVID.
Yeah.
We decided to buy a warehouse.
I mean, I cannot believe, how long did it take to put this together? Because when I first saw what you bought,
Yeah.
you have just changed. I love it. I mean, it is perfect. Is this what you envisioned?
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Even from when we started talking about this whole project, I envisioned it to become this one day, eventually. So it's kind of amazing that it actually happened and, came to fruition.
And the amount of beer that you can brew now, how much, was it triple, quadruple the production?
Yeah, we can do like 240 barrels, probably more. We can, we can really push beer out now into like Ohio, Western PA.
Well, I love
West
all your
Virginia.
local. Okay, so you're Scrappers,
Yep.
you're YSU.
Yeah.
What other tentacles are out there? What, all the local involvement.
Well, we distribute in over 450 locations across the valley now. Before when we talked, I think we were at 200. So, we doubled where we are. The Scrappers was a huge partnership. We're so excited to be partners with them. Always excited to be partners with YSU. We work so well together. I just feel like that fits just perfectly with what our mission is, what they're trying to do.
What other, you're doing an ale now for the holidays or for the fall season?
Yeah, we released our first seasonal out of the brewery, and that was our Oktoberfest beer.
Yes.
So that was the very first seasonal that came out of here. It was well received. It's been our top seller since it's released here in the tap room and just out into, the wild. And it's been doing really well. And next up is our winter warmer ale. And that's going to be distributed starting mid-October.
Well, Aspasia's father, Lou, is one of the owners and investors in this.
Yes.
And at the beginning, you weren't with Penguin Beer.
No, not in the very beginning. It was just Aspasia, Richard, John, and George. George is my son, also.
And it really blew up quickly. I mean, it really caught on and became successful.
It caught on quickly, and as we were talking about before, this building, this place is what Aspasia wanted from the beginning. I was against it at first because, actually building a new building is cheaper than refurbishing a building. But this is what she wanted. I got invested in here last year, early on last year, right when we bought the building is when I got involved.
As Aspasia is, passionate about Youngstown and, bringing back, the East End. I mean, really, this really has changed this end of downtown.
I think so.
You obviously are passionate about our region, and running for Congress. Mm-hmm. And it is a heck of a region. It goes, but I think there's 3 different types of areas that are in this district.
Yeah.
And why did you choose to run?
I chose to run 6 years ago is when I really said, I have to do something for myself, the country. And that's when I said, I'm going to go into politics. I've done enough with the unions in New York, and unions overall. I work closely with the Ironwork Painters Union and Ironworkers in New York. I did a lot of that. I worked with OSHA, EPA
Yes.
in the mid-'80s and '90s. I did that for our industry, the coating industry. And I realized how bad climate change and how serious it is. And I really want to do something. And I want to be a part of those changes. It didn't matter to me what, honestly, I didn't really care what political party I was, because I think this is above all of that. And that's when I started 6 years ago to decide to run.
Well, Richard is the owner / head brewer, and you have taken on a huge responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
From where your humble beginnings were.
Mm-hmm.
How do you learn about all this volume and how to get all this stuff together? I mean, it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. I mean, you can start with some books, the internet, ask some local brewers some questions. A lot of it's just doing it. You need a good base of knowledge to make sure you're really not screwing up. But as far as equipment, a lot of it is trial and error. Counter pressure fills from these big tanks, the other little tanks, and you learn by making a lot of mistakes. That's a good way too.
Okay, and errors. So now these tanks here, they are going to go directly into your tap system right here.
Uh-huh.
And do they start up there and get pumped down?
Yes. So I will take finished bright carbonated beer from one of our large tanks.
Those huge tanks.
Yes, and it'll have to travel through about 170 feet of stainless steel piping, and you can see it come down on this zigzag one here. So I'll take it.
And you just
from
swing it
here.
right over.
Yeah, we have to be careful about a few things. It's a counter pressure fill. You don't want to have too much pressure differential between the two, so you don't get all foamy. So that's
pressure differential, and then I'm learning about oxygen and CO2,
Oh, yeah.
and I mean it's a lot of science.
Yeah, I mean right now I'm purging the tank so that we don't have any oxygen in it when I transfer the beer.
Oh wow, that is really nicely balanced. Not too much spice, but it's got a lot of there's different flavors, but not the sweet, which I don't like.
Yeah, I didn't spice it at all, so it's just the magic of beer that produces these flavors.
Really? Do you go different with the grains then?
Yes. Yeah, it's the sweetness from this. A lot of it's coming from the Vienna and Munich. Munich adds a little richness to it.
I can smell Munich. Berlin.
Oh, yes.
I can smell it all. And I think your partnership with the Cockeye Barbecue is brilliant, because then you don't have to get into the food business. And they're excellent. That ice cream is off the hook. When will that all take place? How much longer do you think?
We're hoping in 2023. I mean, we're still dealing with the effects of COVID, still dealing with supply chain issues, restaurant equipment, still, taking time to come. So, we have food trucks right now at our tap room, so there's no pressure. Whenever they're ready to come in, we're ready for them. So.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds, so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Woolley Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Woolley Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
They fell in love with Benjamin Moore's Van Dusen Blue, but tried to match it using another brand's paint.
It'll grow on us, right?
Yeah.
You better come on in my kitchen.
I've made macaroni and cheese on the show a few different times. I used the traditional one with a few pounds of cheese, lots of milk, heavy cream, and I have made it with beer. But this one you are really going to like. It is made with a butternut squash. It adds a sweetness and a creaminess, just a little bit of cheese, and I'll tell you, it's a calorie cutter, but you really don't miss out on the taste. And I think one of the secret ingredients is sage. Love sage. For this recipe, you'll need 1 butternut squash, 10 to 15 sage leaves, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 2 cups of chicken stock, 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of freshly shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1 pound of a small pasta, shells, farfalle, elbow, and salt and pepper to taste. Well, I already baked off the butternut squash. I halved it lengthwise. I took the seeds out of the cavity, and then I just drizzled with olive oil and salt and pepper. I baked it at 400 degrees for almost an hour, and you just want it to be fork tender. It's way easier to do this than peeling it and putting it in the pot with everything else. So I'll just scoop out this flesh. So now we are going to fry the sage leaves. These are gonna be our topping. You're gonna love it, so good. And our water is boiling. So let's add a little bit of salt to the water. And I want this a little al dente. So it says 9 minutes for al dente. So what I'm going to do is set the timer for 8 minutes because I want it a little underdone since I'm going to be throwing it back in and reheating it. All right, so while these are boiling, I have warmed up the 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And what I'm gonna do is just drop these sage leaves in. Hear that? And we're just gonna fry them. And it should only take about 2 to 3 minutes tops. All right, so I lowered the heat to medium, but it's still hot. And now I'll add the garlic. Now we want to be careful because the oil is so hot. We don't want it to scorch and burn. We're just going to soften it for about 2 minutes. I am going to add the squash. So we're just going to let this all mix together. We're going to add the chicken stock. If you'd like, you could also add vegetable stock. And we're going to add the milk. I'm using 2% whole milk, whatever kind you'd like. And what we're gonna do is bring this to a simmer. So now it's really come to a nice simmer. And now we are just going to blend out all the lumps from the squash. Now it is as smooth as a baby's bottom. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to add the cheese and then just keep stirring it until it comes to a nice, smooth, glossy consistency. Well, it looks really good. And as it sits over the low heat, it thickens up a little bit before we add the noodles. And you see I haven't really put any salt or pepper in here. And now is a good time to do that adjustment. I think it does need a little salt. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon. And of course, a couple grinds of pepper. So now we'll take the noodles. I drained them earlier. Oh, perfect. Look at this. It almost looks like soup, but it does thicken up. And then you just mix this all together. So now I'm gonna put this into the serving dish. Oh, look at that. I like to add a couple of the fried sage and mix that in with some of the mixture so you get a little treat. I'm going to use the rest and top it with that. Don't forget, heat your broiler right now. I should have mentioned that. I have my broiler on medium, and I'm gonna stick it in there for about 10 minutes, just so we get a nice baked topping. And you can use a sharp cheddar like I used, but I thought for a different flavor, I was gonna use some shaved Parmesan. I'm gonna stick this under the broiler for 10 minutes, and this will be ready to go. Ah, look how beautiful. Now let it sit for a good 5 or 10 minutes before we serve it. Isn't this a beautiful dish? I mean, it's really easy. Very few ingredients. I love it. You aren't gonna miss all those globs of cheese. It's actually a lot better for you. And speaking of better for you, you know how the old Blue Moons always got served with the orange wedge? Well, now they have Light Sky by Blue Moon, and this has tangerine in the wheat beer. Low calories, low carbs, and I'll tell you, the orange and the beer works perfectly with this dish. It is so refreshing. Go to my website, caseymalonесhow.com, and look for my mac and cheese with butternut squash. This is a keeper. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Well, I am here with Rude the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Change of season, that means updated menu.
Yes, we just came out with our new menu. We got some old favorites, some twist on the new things. Our fall drink menu is out, coming soon also. But we got a lot of things going on with the change of the season here.
And what about football on Sundays? All these screens, this is a happening place.
Yes, we are now the home of the Youngstown Browns backers. We're open every Sunday from 12 to 8 with some great drink specials. So if you're a Browns fan, it's the place to be.
And don't forget, I hate to mention it, but the holidays are just around the corner.
Yep, right around the corner, and we have our catering season coming. So we have our banquet hall, holds up to 150, good for family Christmas parties, work Christmas parties. And if you can't come here, we can do the cooking for you and bring it to you.
Remember, always think about the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery for all your occasions.
Hit the road in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander from Boardman Mitsubishi. Drive one today starting at $26,995. Plus, get the confidence of an industry-leading 10-year warranty. The summer sales event at Boardman Mitsubishi. Going on now.
Donate now. GavaCamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
Well, this is Tara Fodor, and I'm here in the design studio for Farmhouse Blooms. And 11 years ago, you moved to Poland.
Yes.
You married John Fodor.
I did.
And you start a flower business.
I did, yeah.
And it's all the wild flowers. And wait till we give you the tour. Everything in this workshop right now, in the studio, is grown by you.
Absolutely, and my team.
And it started with the sunflower.
It did, yes. 10 years ago.
Tell me about your adventure here.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, I was looking for an opportunity to do something with the farm. We have the land, the resources, and I read an article about a flower farm, or not a flower farm, a farm that turned their cover crop into a cash crop, and he was growing single stem pollen sunflowers. So I thought, let me see if I can grow some sunflowers and sell them as a cut flower. And it just kind of evolved from there. We joined a national association.
So on the other side, you have Tara Fodor Designs, which does, you know, the weddings and the higher end events.
Yes.
And then here, you can still buy bouquets, you do workshops, you know, how do you deal with, I mean, because you have a lot of flowers.
Right, so we do workshops, we do a subscription bouquets, so people can sign up and get their monthly or bi-monthly bouquets from us here. We sell at some retail outlets. We have our flower stand, which is called our flower coop that we sell from here. We sell wholesale, we sell to do-it-yourself brides, bulk blooms, if they want to do it themselves. Yeah, a lot of different, our product moves around quite a bit.
What are your favorites? When we're like, these are just...
So it's September, so we're into dahlia season. Amaranthus.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different varieties of amaranthus. We have a coral fountain. We have a green cascades.
So this whole garden is all dahlias.
Yes, one of the locations for dahlias.
And I love this beautiful red color. Now, do you get everything's from seed?
So dahlias grow from like tubers or corms, or tubers. And so we plant those in the spring, and then in the fall you have to actually, once we get fall, winter, once we get a frost, we actually have to dig them up. Any tubers that we want to save for next year, you have to dig them up. So
that's intense.
It's an intense process because we also, you know that we do the Christmas tree season, so
you need the break, but you don't get the break.
Right.
When you invite people into your garden and you allow them to cut their own, is that what it's called? Cut your own?
Yes, cut your own.
CYO?
Or just cut your own.
I'm sure you're a little bit hesitant because, you know, can people hack up your plants?
Yeah, they can, but like zinnias, the harder you cut, the harder they push up. So we actually haven't been cutting a lot of zinnias, so they need to be cut. So I always say just cut low.
So
don't be afraid.
How low would I go here?
So I mean, ideally you would want to cut here because here you have 2 fresh shoots coming out. So, but you could go lower and it'll just keep pushing out. There are some
flowers to go to waste.
Right, and there are some really strong dahlia lovers, and usually at the end of the season, if I know a frost is coming, I'm like, okay, let's do a U-pick and they'll come and get the dahlias, come and get other product, and they love it.
So with the flowers that you plant, are there also like heirloom seeds where you were trying to get, you know, older flowers and, you know, specialty ones like people do with tomatoes?
Yeah, there definitely are. And there are different, especially with dahlias, there's different varieties that you try to source and then they sell out quickly. Yeah, and we share a lot of seeds with other flower farmers that they have success with, and yeah.
So if you follow Tara on Instagram or on Facebook, they have the flower coop. See, look, and it's self-service. You come in and you have bouquets and just what's in season, right?
Yeah, exactly. So whatever we have and what's fresh, we usually will post it on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll have the open flower coop day, and it'll just be self-serve. Come in, get your dahlia bunch, your sunflower bunch, mixed bouquet.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Self-serve and
Venmo, cash check, and right here, and it's on the honor system. So don't, if you're jonesing for something, I mean, this makes it really easy to pick up.
Oh yeah, for sure. We put our signs out front, so if you're driving by, the sign is there, and you see the open coop, and yeah.
I mean, you've had to really develop such a community relationship in moving here, because who doesn't love flowers?
Right.
And I'm sure your world keeps expanding.
Yes.
And your friendships.
Yes, yeah, for sure. It definitely has been, and I think that's probably my favorite part, is because I've built so many connections through flowers. I mean, I've now have great friends that showed up one day because they liked flowers, and they're still here, and yeah, so it's been really cool in that regard.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.